Hello and welcome to this screencast on artificial swarming. This is a 5-minute refresher on a widely used technique for managing swarming in honeybees. There are basically 3 elements to swarming: the queen, the flying bees and the brood. If you isolate any one of these 3, you will stop your bees swarming. In this screencast, we're going to focus on isolating the brood using a method known as the Pagden method, and we shall assume that you do not want to increase the number of your colonies. To carry out this manoeuvre, you will need to have some additional kit standing by. You will need a spare roof and crown board, a floor and entrance block, and a brood box full of frames of drawn comb or foundation. It's best to have these prepared in advance, because you don't want to be knocking frames together while your bees are marching out of the hive. So how do you know your bees are going to swarm? Well, you may have had several indications, such as a congested brood nest, queen cups, and lots of drones, which all provide useful hints. But if you find charged queen cells, usually along the edges of the frame, you can more or less guarantee that swarming is imminent and that swift action is required. So what you need to do is move the brood box a metre to one side and replace it with a box of drawn comb. The flying bees in the brood box will fly back to their original location and leave you in peace to do the next step. Go through the brood box and find the frame with the queen on it. Taking care not to lose the queen, carefully examine the frame and remove all the queen cells, then place the frame in the middle of the box of drawn comb and close up the hive. This is your artificial swarm, comprising of the old queen and the flying bees. You now need to return to the brood box and carefully go through each frame and remove all the sealed queen cells. You want to keep your unsealed queen cells, ideally about 2 to 3 good-sized cells. Close up the frames of the brood and fill the gap at the end with the frame of drawn comb from the other brood box. Then you need to close up the hive and wait a week for the queen cells to be capped. If stores were light, consider feeding. After a week, you should move the brood box 1 to 2 metres to the other side of the original colony. The flying bees that have matured over the previous week will try to return to their previous location and then move to the nearest hive, which is the original colony. As a result, you will be augmenting the foraging force of the original colony and, more important, you will have depleted the bees in the old brood box, thereby reducing the risk of secondary swarms or casts. Weather permitting, over the next 2 to 3 weeks a virgin queen will emerge and get mated, so it's important not to move the hive during this time. Because the colony has a depleted foraging force, you may need to consider feeding. Once the new queen is mated and laying well, you will need to find the old queen and remove her from the original colony, then place the brood box containing the new queen above the other brood box and merge the colonies using the newspaper method. Once all the brood is emerged from the lower brood box, this can be removed, thus restoring you to your original position, except now you have a new queen. But most important, you have stopped swarming and you've not lost any bees, so you should still get a good honey crop. Thank you for listening.